Amazon, I'm Jasmine Moyer, and welcome to Sway TV.
Welcome and to Amazon Live and virtually into our Sway TV studio.
I'm so excited to get started today.
And we're doing Workout Wednesdays here on Amazon Live.
And she is fresh off the set of Shark Tank.
It's such an honor to be here today, so thank you.
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
We are gonna be talking all about parenting.
This is our tribe of women. What is the key to a successful business?
And it's Brad Grunberg. Hi, Brad.
This is a game changer.
There's a Tesla. You can actually buy a car on Amazon. The perfect gift. You guys, get on this now.
Such an amazing Amazon deal.
Yes, we got our Drake's Cake break.
So awesome.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your Zulai.
That was very dramatic.
Thank you. Thank you at Sway TV. Thank you.
Oh, Naveen says thank you. This is my first time I'm seeing Amazon Live. This is better than Netflix. Yes!
So happy New Year 2021. Let's bring it in with a bang.
2, 1.
So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
We'll see you soon. Until then, let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Good morning, Sway TV. Isn't it an amazing morning? I'm Candace Kita, and I'm your host today here on the Amazon platform. And you know, today is a very special day because I thought I would do a very different thing today. Now, I know the other day, if you were watching, I said that I was going to share with you all sorts of Hollywood secrets. And here we are coming to you today from beautiful sunny California. Well, it's almost sunny. It's going to be sunny today, and one of the few days where it's not going to rain this week. And last week, I remember I told you guys that it was 90 degrees. Well, this week it may be pouring every single day except for today, and it's in the 40s and 50s. So go figure. Anyways, today I wanted to do a different thing. Now, before my show, I thought I'd let you see kind of getting ready, how I get ready for the show and our setup. And as you can tell right now, I'm wearing not a stitch of makeup. No joke, nothing is on my face. Now, what I find interesting a lot of times is a lot of beauty influencers say, I am wearing no makeup, I have nothing on my face. But in actuality, they've got a little bit of foundation, a little bit of cover stick, a little bit of powder, some mascara, they've done something to their brows, and a little bit of chapstick or whatever on their lips. Now, 100% transparency. I want you to know for a fact I'm not wearing anything on my face, and that's very purposeful with intent, because I want you to be able to see how I put on makeup. Today we're going to do what I thought would be great for you guys is makeup for your Zoom meetings. I thought it'd be perfect because how many of you out there are currently working remote from home, but yet, even though you're wearing sweats and you're wearing your comfy pants, you still need to be presentable for those Zoom meetings. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a completely done up face, a glamorous face, that smoky eye. No, you don't have to do that, but you do still have to look good and make yourself presentable, especially those of you that are in the corporate world. So anyways, speaking of that, I'd love to hear from you. So if you are watching today and you want to see maybe smoky eyes in the future or a glamorous look in the future. Today we're doing Zoom makeup, but leave a comment in the chat section because, this is live and you're watching us live this morning, so I can respond right back to you. And I'm actually looking at the comment section right now. And while we're thinking about it, you guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit that follow button. Hit that follow button and follow us here at Sway TV for great programming. We've got great shows, awesome hosts, super content, and of course, always check the carousel for awesome items that we're going to be showing you each and every day. And you know, say you missed an episode that you really wanted to watch. Say you missed Shay J and one of her morning workout routines that I think are absolutely awesome. I mean, she's got slow deep stretch, she's got yoga, she's got more high intensity, high impact workouts. Anyway, say you missed one. Don't worry, because you can always go back to swayreplay.com, that's swayreplay.com, and you can check out all her great shows. In fact, all the shows with all the guests. So if you had to go somewhere in the course of the day, you missed your favorite show, no worries. And you know, another thing that I think makes us a little bit different is that we also have a Sway TV podcast. Now, with the Sway TV podcast, you can listen to us on Amazon Music. So whether you listen to us on our podcast, or you're looking at us at swayreplay.com, or you're looking at us and watching our shows live, you can see all the great content in the carousel. So now today we're going to do, like I said, Zoom makeup. And this is going to be, I consider it kind of a light look. It's not too much makeup. It's more covering what you don't want to see rather than seeing the makeup itself. And I think that's really important, just so you look professional and give a professional appearance, but yet you don't want to look distracting. You don't want to have, you know, big lashes, big brows, glamorous eyeshadow, too much lipstick. That's not really good for Zoom. So we're just going to show you a quick and simple way to look good. From here up, you can have your business suit and your jacket on, and then from here down, you can be wearing your sweats. So anyways, love to hear from you. Love to hear some of the questions, some of the comments. You know, let me know how you're doing today. First off, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to join us here on Sway TV. And let me know what you're doing today. It's a Monday morning. Are you guys working remotely on Zoom, or are you going to work today? You know, tell me what you're doing. Do you stay at home mostly and work, or do you go to the office every once in a while? I have friends that go to the office once or two times a week. I used to go all the time, and now I'm working remotely. So I think it's just different depending on where you are in the country. So without further ado, why don't we get ready to do some Zoom makeup? Are you guys ready? All right, in one moment we're going to switch over here, and I'm going to start out, I think, with, oh, here we are. All right, you guys, hi again. So now here we are, and we're going to start out, you know, why don't we go ahead and start out with a facial scrub, because I have nothing on my face right now. So what we're going to do is start out, I love this product. It's a Bulgavia Pure and Fresh Exfoliating Facial Scrub. If you can see this, this is an awesome facial scrub. Now what I'm going to do, this gently exfoliates your face, and it gets off the dead skin cells, and what that does is actually it reveals the new skin underneath, and so you'll be your skin will be shinier, you'll have less wrinkles. And you know how when you don't exfoliate, you get your skin can be dull and it can look lifeless. So it's really important, maybe 2 times a week, I like to exfoliate my face. Now this is something that I wouldn't necessarily be doing every single morning or every single night, but definitely a couple times a week I do like to use a facial scrub. So what we're gonna do, without further ado, is I'm going to take some of this facial scrub, and you don't need a lot. You really need just maybe a dime size. You could see it's like a souffle. It's light, it's creamy. Now all I'm going to be doing is, I can do this right here, I'm going to be taking the scrub and I'm going to be applying it to my face. First, what I like to do, I don't know about you, I like to apply it all over before I actually scrub. And that way it's out of my other hand, so I can use that as well. And some of the areas that I like to hit, of course, are the T-zone. You want to avoid the eyed area because you don't want one of these exfoliating scrubbers to accidentally get in your eye, because that could be very uncomfortable. So I like to avoid the area of my eye on the whole. And a lot of people ask, I have a mole on my face, and a lot of people ask if that mole is real. Well, obviously you can see that it's real, because now here I am with no makeup and I'm gonna scrub over it. And when we get done scrubbing, that darn mole's gonna still be there. I've actually come to love my mole, believe it or not. I've had a love-hate relationship with this mole my entire life because it's rather large, but as time has gone on, I've learned to appreciate it, and I think that's what makes me different, is this mole, and people quite often recognize me because of the mole. So I don't hate this mole as much as I used to hate this mole growing up when I was a teenager. Anyways, so now I've got the exfoliant all over my face right now, and all I'm gonna do is take my fingers and in light scrubbing motions, I'm going to scrub in the exfoliant. Now the exfoliant is in kind of a souffle-like lotion base, so it glides over my face pretty much effortlessly. And you want to do this all around your face, around your mouth. I'm focusing in now on the chin area, my jawline, as you could see right here, going on the sides, and on both sides around my nose. I think right here on your cheeks was where a lot of you can get a lot of dead skin, just, you know, sitting there on the bridge of my nose, up here, especially on your forehead. Because I think if you exfoliate too, it helps with fine lines and wrinkles. It gets rid of all the fine lines and wrinkles. It makes your skin smoother on the whole. You will feel a difference after you get rid of this exfoliant. Okay, so now I like to just let it sit here for a little bit and do its thing. So I'm going to rinse my hands. And while this is sitting on my face, got to dry my hands really quick. I thought I might as well also use an exfoliant on my hands. And I'll tell you why. How many of you, and I'd love to hear some comments in the comments section. I would love to hear from you, because how many of you, since the current situation, have been using so much alcohol sanitizer and alcohol gel and washing your hands that your hands have gotten so dry? This has never happened to me in my life, because before, if somebody said, oh, you wash your hands 15 times a day, they'd think you'd have OCD and you got some obsessive compulsive disorder. But now it's pretty much the norm, isn't it? It's pretty much every day that as soon as you go to the grocery store and you come back into the car, what do? You spray your hands with alcohol sanitizer. Then you go get pet food and you come back into the car and you're spraying your hands so much that my hands, I feel like they are absolutely thrashed. So why don't we go ahead and use this Bogavia Pure and Fresh Rejuvenating Hand Scrub. So you can see this hand scrub. It's also the sister to the Bogavia Pure and Fresh Exfoliating Facial Scrub that we have on right now. Now, this is Valencia Vanilla, so I'm really excited. Oh my gosh, I'm not joking. It smells like, I know why it's called Valencia Vanilla, because it smells like orange and vanilla. I smell Valencia oranges, a very distinct fresh citrus smell. It's so fresh, mixed with that smooth and creamy kind of vanilla smell. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, same thing that I did with the facial scrub. I'm going to put this on my hands. So once again, I think a dollop size will do ya. What do they say? A dollop will do ya. And here it comes. Oh, it's light, it's creamy. Let's see if you can see it. You can see it coming out. Okay, so now once again, I just put a dollop size on my hands. It's so fragrant. And I'm going to keep my hands up here so you can see. Now I'm just going to scrub my hands with the facial scrub. Now, what is exfoliating is Dead Sea salt. It's got orange and tangerine. And what makes it so smooth is coconut oil. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to use this every single day I come here, I'm not joking. So what I'm doing is just taking my hands. This is so relaxing. I'm just moving them in a clockwards motion, thereby getting the back of my hands so smooth. I'm exfoliating all the dead skin cells off of my hands right now. And I'm gonna go up my fingers. I apply light pressure. I can't tell you how rejuvenating and good this feels right now. Oh, I feel like I'm getting a massage. This is terrific. And you know, this might be something nice to do for your partner. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you guys know, Valentine's Day is only a couple weeks away. So this might be a wonderful gift to get your significant other, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Oh, I just love this. So now I'm going up and down each finger here. Just giving myself, you know, it's a little massage. And I think a lot of times we don't take the time to be good to ourselves. We don't take the time because we think we're too busy. Well, if you're not good to yourself and you don't take the time for that me time, for the time for rejuvenation, you can't give it to other people. Really, because you just get worn too thin and you become exhausted. Now, here's a point that I feel like when I use that hand sanitizer, it gets stuck right here. And that's what, to me, is really, as of the past couple of months in the current situation, I feel like that's what's been drying out. So I'm gonna take this hand scrub and I'm just being good to myself. I'm just taking the time to be good to myself, and I'm scrubbing this area where I feel like there's way too much dryness. And this is one of the first things that you can do. We're gonna take off the dead skin, and then we're gonna put on some wonderful Bogavia Pure and Fresh Firming Body Serum. Now this is going to be anti-aging. It's got vegan hydrolonic acid, CLG, green coffee bean, ginseng, and peppermint to revitalize us. So we're going to put that on right after we do this. But let's first, you know, everything is in a steps, right? So first let's get rid of all this skin, taking the time to really, you know, take care of yourself. I would love to hear in the comment section, you know, how do you guys take care of yourself? Especially in the current situation where you may be home and, you know, are you out there? Do you take hikes? Do you take walks with your family? Do you walk the dog? Do you hunker down and make a great soup or a stew and have a great night of watching comedies on Netflix? You know, tell me, I would love to know. So, okay, so now, I scrub my hands just for a couple minutes. It doesn't take that long, as you can see. And now what I'm gonna do, you can't see it here, but I'm just gonna rinse my hands in a bowl of water. You guys, if you're home, obviously you can rinse it under the sink. So I'm rinsing my hands right now, and all I'm doing is removing the scrub. So what is gonna be removed is the sea salt, and hopefully all the dead skin that we talked about. And what's going to be left is beautiful soft skin, and there's coconut oil, so my hands are going to feel incredibly soft. Now I'm just going to rinse them off, dry them. My hands right now already, I'm telling you, feel amazing. They feel silky soft. I'm just going to dry them, and then I'm going to show them to you. And you know, obviously you could do this in the bathtub. You can do this in the shower. And what's so nice about that is too, your whole body will be warmed up. And what you might want to do is at the end of your shower or the end of your bath, after your skin has really had an opportunity to be softened, that's when you would stand in the shower, inhale this beautiful fragrance. Oh, it smells so good, orange and vanilla. And then use this scrub. And I think it would actually benefit you to be in the shower or the bathtub, because then your skin is going to be a little bit softer to remove. So now, first off, I feel like my hands are as smooth as silk. They feel so good, and I'm going to bring them up so you can see them. You can see my hands. They're better than they were before, you guys. Since when I got here this morning and my hands were so dry. They are better than they were this morning. And I'm sure if I did this a couple times a week, oh, my hands would feel baby soft. So now what we're going to do is, while I still have my scrub on my face, I want to go ahead and show you this Bogavia, what I had just told you about, the Pure and Fresh Firming Body Serum. Now this is anti-aging. It's got vegan hyaluronic acid in it. And this is going to be something that all I'm going to do, it smells like peppermint. It's so refreshing. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply this, on my hands. This feels so good. You know what I like about it? It's not too heavy, and it doesn't feel greasy because of that. Because you know how so many times you have, especially night body lotions, they're so greasy you slide off the sheets, don't you? You slide off the sheets because, and it feels sticky to me whenever the lotion is too heavy. I don't like that. This is a light lotion, and as you can see, it just, I'll put my hand up there. It just soaks right in. It soaks right into my hands. And I've already scrubbed them, so I have fresh, beautiful skin. So fragrant. It's a light fragrance. It's not overwhelming. And I like that too, because I don't want to smell like too many products when I walk in somewhere and they're like, whoa, what is going on? So here's the Bogavia Pure and Fresh Firming Body Serum. This is so good. And what else did I use? I used the hand scrub before. And of course, right now, I have the Pure and Fresh Exfoliating Facial Scrub on. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and put on top of my lotion, because it's not a heavy scent. It's already soaked into my hands, believe it or not. Now we're going to use the Bogavia Elasticity Body Oil. Now this is a light body oil, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I hate body oil. It doesn't soak in. It's too greasy. I don't like the way it looks. It looks too shiny. It looks like I'm sitting in Wesson oil. That's not this oil. So all I do is I just take one, once again, fresh and light. It's a very light oil, and all I'm going to do, as you can see, it's very easy. I'm going to hold my hands up so you can see. And all I'm doing is I'm just rubbing it in to my skin. And once again, this is all about taking the time to be good to yourself, taking the time to be good to you. And this is a great way to start the morning or nighttime if you just want to relax and just kind of forget about that day and just say, you know what, the day is over. I've accomplished it. There were some good things, maybe some not good things, but you know, overall, I'm gonna relax, calm down, you know, take those ideas and thoughts out of my mind, compose myself, center myself, and take good care of myself, get ready for the next day. So, alrighty, so that is just wonderful body oil. Now this has chlorella, sea kelp, ginkgo biloba, pomegranate seed oil, and of course, like I said, that revitalizing, fragrant peppermint oil that I smell. So good. All right, now, let's go ahead and take off this facial mask. So I'm going to, the facial scrub. So once again, because we're not in front of a sink, I'm just going to use a sponge, and I'm going to very carefully take off the mask. And once again, it's really important to avoid the eye area, because you don't want any of the pieces that are scrubbed to get into your eye. So I really try to stay away from the entire area of my eye on top and bottom. And I don't put scrubs on my eyelid either, because I'm concerned that it would get actually into my eye, and then thereby causing a little bit of discomfort. So I go here, and I just really want to make sure I get everything off my face. I always think that's really important to start with a every time I do my makeup, I start with a completely clean and fresh face. And I can't stress the importance of that. I know some ladies like to refresh their makeup, or they call it refreshing, and they put makeup on top of makeup that's old. And one, I just think that's damaging to your skin. And I think it's a good way for people to get acne and to get breakouts. You don't want that anyways. And it's really important to keep your skin hygienic and clean when you're not wearing makeup. Also, I think makeup is only designed to be on your face for a certain amount of hours, and having it on for a really long time is just simply not good for your skin. So, all right, so I'm just making sure that all of the little scrubby pieces are off my face. I pay attention to the corners, like on the sides of my nose, where things could stay, around my mouth. I feel the surface of my skin too, and I feel if there's anything abrasive on my skin. And once again, we're not in front of a sink today, so I'm just trying to do the best that I can. But for you guys at home, definitely, you know, you're in the bath or the shower, or you're in front of your sink and you're better able to really take everything off your face. Okay, so now let me dry my face. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. I need to get a paper towel. Hold on one second. Okay, you guys, I'm back. How was that? It's like a second, right? So now I'm just gonna lightly blot my face, and I'm gonna dry my face and make sure that there's no scrubby pieces on my face, so my face is very smooth. So now it's perfect. Okay, so now I'm so excited. This is like a slumber party, you guys, and we get to do beauty. So now I have these facial masks, and they're by a company called Dermal. So these are Korean, and I want to show you a couple of these, and then we'll pick one, and I'm gonna put the facial mask on. So this is an aloe collagen mask. I'll bring it down here so you can see. Now, this aloe collagen mask has aloe vera, and it's very soothing to your face. Now, this is a Q10 collagen mask, and this is for firming, regeneration, and moisturizing. Now, this one is an herb collagen mask, and this is for soothing your face and for moisturizing. So I'm very excited about this one. This one I might actually use today. And this one is a white collagen mask, so it brightens your face and it firms your face. And if you want to take your skin and just make it brighter on the whole, maybe this is the one that I'll actually use. So we have herb, we have collagen, and we have aloe. But the one that I think I'm going to use, I'm going to put these over here, is the whitening mask. So this is supposed to firm and brighten your skin. Now, another thing, of course, that brightens your skin is what we just did, which was exfoliating. So this is almost double plus good. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to open this mask, and I don't know if you know how popular K-beauty has become in America, which is Korean beauty products. I feel like they've cornered the market, and they are so state-of-the-art. They know what's going on in regards to beauty. And also these sheet masks. I don't know if you've noticed in the stores how popular these sheet masks are. You're going to see them in every single drugstore, grocery store. I see them everywhere. So anyways, basically what you do is you open up the sheet mask, and it's going to look like, if you have never used one before, it's going to look like, is it Freddy Krueger? Who's the scary guy in that movie? That's what you're going to look like, basically. But you can see it's got holes for your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And it's not a cosplay character. This is your sheet mask. So all you're going to do is you're going to put your eyes in the eye hole, your nose in the nose hole, as you can tell, and your mouth in the mouth hole. Then, once you've got it positioned properly, you want to very carefully adhere this to your face just by rubbing with your hands. See, now I just let it, everybody's face is slightly different, so your eyes may not match up 100%. You know, your nose may not match up, this little nose hole may not match up 100%, but that's okay, you know. And then the eyes. And once again, with everything, I kind of try to avoid the eye area just in case you would get some of this product in your eye and it would be slightly, you experience a little slight discomfort. So now we just let this, it is so cool. First off, this mask is so soothing. I'm about to fall asleep. It's so relaxing right now. So what this mask is doing, and a lot of these Korean masks, if you leave them on not too long, this is a great way to rejuvenate your face. For me in the morning, it's a terrific way to start the day. And then in the evening, after you take your shower, take off all that makeup that you wore all day you don't need, lay down, you know, turn on the TV or something, or turn on some soft music, maybe light some candles and just relax and put this mask on and let the world in your mind just kind of melt away, because that's what I feel like it's doing right now. And you know, also in the beginning of the day, it's a nice way to kind of perk your skin up. Once again, this is a brightening mask. This is a whitening mask. It is moisturizing. It's rejuvenating, and I feel like it's stimulating and, you know, puffing up all those skin cells. Because I think the skin cells are dry. If you're not drinking enough water, which I'm always guilty of, I swear, what happens is you dehydrate yourself and you dehydrate your skin cells. And I think then everything kind of shrinks down and you definitely can look older. And, you know, if you are experiencing thirst in the first place, it means you're already dehydrated. So you should be drinking more so you don't really experience like, oh, hey, I feel thirsty. That's your body telling you you've already reached a point where you're dehydrated. And that can have all sorts of repercussions, such as, you know, fatigue, mental fatigue, inability to concentrate, dry skin, you know, feeling lackluster, and your skin, your hair, your nails. I always think that you need that hydration, you know, to have beautiful skin, you know, beautiful shiny flowing hair, everything. It's all, you know, it's all connected. So in case you're just joining us and you're wondering why that girl has that thing on her face, you have come to Sway TV or here on Amazon. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Candace Kita and I'm your host today, and we're talking about, you know, morning beauty, and I'm about to show you simple, quick, and easy makeup for your Zoom meetings. Because I know so many of you now are working remotely. So leave a comment in the comment section. And let me know if you have any questions, types of beauty that you would like to see in the future. Would you like to see a smoky eye or glamorous beauty for maybe a Valentine's Day celebration? Let me know. And I can see you live right now, right here. And so I'll respond back right away to you. So right now we're doing a Korean facial mask. Now this is a white collagen essence mask, and there's various masks that I happen to have right now from Dermal, so I'll show them to you right now. One is an aloe collagen essence mask, and this is for moisturizing, firming, and toning your face. The skin is so delicate, and I'm telling you, these facial masks, they're trending right now anyways. You can't not have seen them. And you know, K-beauty, Korean beauty, is also really trending in the beauty world. Here's a mask for, it's a collagen essence herbal mask, and this is for soothing and moisturizing your skin. I actually feel like all of these are moisturizing your skin right now. I feel like this is hydrating my skin as I'm talking to you. You know, this is something that you can just simply put on in the morning and go make oatmeal and orange juice. You know, it stays on your face. You can walk around the kitchen. Nobody's going to see you unless you're like me and you're doing this live on TV right now. Hopefully nobody's going to see you. And you can just hang out in your mask for a couple of minutes in the morning and just do this for yourself. You know, do this so you feel good in the morning, and then you're ready to, if you do head out the door, or if you head over to your home office and conduct a really great Zoom meeting, hey, this is a great way to get started, right? And we've got a coenzyme Q10 mask. This is firming and it's moisturizing, and it's also for regenerating the skin cells. So basically we regenerate also by exfoliating, which is what we did this morning. And what that does is it removes the dead skin cells that you might have on your face, and then thereby allowing the new skin cells to show themselves and to shine. And finally, we have a royal jelly mask. This is for nutrition, moisturizing, and firming. So maybe next time, you guys, if you want, leave a message in the chat section. Let me know which one you want us to try next. And we'll be more than happy to try them on for you live here. And if you haven't already done so, why don't you go ahead and hit that follow button and follow us here at Sway TV for great programming, terrific hosts, great shows, and of course, always check our items that are in the carousel for great and interesting new products that our hosts have found for you. These are great products that they discovered each and every week. And say you missed one of our shows. Oh, it's so easy. Don't worry. Don't have a cow. All you need to do is go to swayreplay.com. That's swayreplay.com to catch all your favorite hosts, all your favorite programs. Say you missed Fit Over 50 with Doug Jeffrey. And he has these great workouts for, people that are over 50, but just about anybody. Awesome diet and nutrition tips. Wonderful recipes. I think last time he made high protein peanut butter balls that we all ate and didn't have water and choked on. So don't forget to check him out. You can just go to swayreplay.com and check out episodes that you might have missed. And no matter where you go, don't forget to always look into the carousel for great items. Another thing that we do that you might know about or not know about is our podcasts. We have a Sway TV podcast that you can find on Amazon Music. So whether you listen to us, if you watch us live like right now, or if you catch some of our great shows on swayreplay.com, don't forget to check out those terrific items in the carousel, y'all. So anyways, okay, so we've had this mask on for a while. Let me leave it on just for a little bit. And what I can do too is I can show you the Pure and Fresh body serum lotion that we just used. I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Like I said, it's so light. This is not a heavy lotion. And that's what I like about it, is that it's got a light scent, it's fresh, it's perfect for upcoming spring. I personally, everybody's different, I don't like greasy lotions. They make me feel like I'm about to slide off my bed or slide off the chair I'm sitting in. It's very uncomfortable. This already, like I'm showing you right now, has already soaked into my arm and my hands. That's how fast it is. Now, I'm just gonna top this off with a Bogavia Pure and Fresh Elasticity Body Oil. Now, this is a light oil too, and I know everybody's like, oh, Candace, I hate using those body oils. They're so greasy. This is not that at all, and you know what, I'll show you. You could do 1 or 2 pumps. So I just do 1 pump, and what I like about it is I just put it on top of the lotion. It gives my skin a little bit of sheen, a little bit of shine. It looks natural. It's not like putting mineral oil on you. It's a big difference. This is pomegranate seed oil, and so it's light, as you can see. And look at the difference now. I want to show you my hands. They were so dry this morning. And so now they just feel soft as a baby's bottom. They're terrific. All right, now let's go ahead. As you can see, the mask, I put all the way around the side of my face. I always think when you're using a mask like this or any type of lotions or scrubs, you want to pull your hair back so it doesn't get caught up in all this. You'll have little pieces of hair caught in this mask, and it's kind of uncomfortable. So I pulled my hair back today, and you might want to use a headband like I did today, just to make sure your hair is fully away from all of these products. So now all I'm going to do, you can leave this on also as long as you want. I mean, I've left masks on for the better part of an hour, and it's felt so good. But today, for the sake of time, I just put it on for a short amount of time, but you guys do what you want to do at home. That these masks are not, harmful if you leave them on long or anything like that. And I feel like the longer you leave it on, the better the properties get to work on your skin. So if you want to leave it on for 10, 15 minutes, watch a show or whatever, go for it. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully take the mask off my face, and you would just then discard the mask. You would take the mask and discard it in the trash. What I'm going to do now, normally, when I'm at home, you guys, this is what I would do. Normally, I would just take my finger and I would just rub, because there's the moisture from the mask is still on my face. So I would just rub it all over my face, and I would not get rid of it, and I would just let it soak in. But because we're here, and that is not an option right now, what I'm going to do, for our purposes only, I'm going to just remove a portion of the mask on, because next what we're going to do is get ready for Zoom makeup. It's so exciting. But today I need to just do this so we can get rid of the mask. You guys would just leave it on. And you could always put a light moisturizer on after that. There we go. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly blot my face. And once again, you guys would not be doing this, but for the sake of time today, this morning, I'm going to be removing the mask. And also, whenever you do makeup, on the whole, I recommend starting from scratch. I mean, really, you guys have nothing on your face. There we go. So now I have 100% clean face, and I'm ready to apply makeup. So one of the first things that I do when I apply makeup in the morning, and you guys tell me if you do the same thing or not, I like to hydrate my skin. So what I do is I wash my face, and I brush my teeth and all that kind of stuff, and then I like to really hydrate and puff up my skin and make it as youthful and dewy and fresh as I can, and that gives me the perfect platform on which to apply makeup. Now you can use a moisturizer. Sometimes I use a moisturizer and then I use a primer. And what a primer does is it creates a really smooth surface all over your face on which to put your makeup. If you're using concealer, if you're using foundation powder, or if you're using a light translucent powder, or sometimes just powder. Anyways, it creates a nice smooth surface, especially if you have something like maybe uneven skin or skin damage from acne, and you want to be able to smooth everything out. It's like putting gesso on a canvas before you're about to paint, right? So what I'm going to do, because I have nothing on my face right now, what I like to do is first off, put on some lotion. So the lotion that I happen to have right now is the Bulgavia lotion that we just talked about. Any type of lotion will do, and I recommend a light lotion for your face because you're going to be putting stuff on top of it. So if it's too greasy, it's too heavy, I wouldn't put a night cream on, because then the makeup is not going to stay, and you're going to find your foundation and your cover stick and everything sliding off your face, and that's no good. So a light lotion, and all I'm going to be doing is I just put a little bit of lotion, so easy, on my face. Not a big deal. Very easy. And I don't know if you guys have a T-zone where that's an area where your face can get oily. I don't know if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, which is oily and dry, or if you have oily skin. It depends. I would use a very light lotion if you have oily skin, and you might use a slightly heavier lotion if you have skin that has a tendency to go dry. I feel like overall, and don't forget the neck area, it's really important to extend down to the neck, because you want to keep, this is a very delicate skin down here, and you want to keep this area very moisturized at all times. Even at nighttime, when you put your nighttime lotion on or under eye cream, night cream, don't forget to either get specifically a neck cream, neck lotion for night, or don't forget to extend down extend down here and massage it, your night cream, all the way down to your décolletage, which is down this area. Don't ignore this area. It really needs to have love. Okay, so now I usually let my lotion soak in for a couple of minutes, because once again, you want to have it's slightly tacky and moisturized, but you don't want it too oily or your makeup is not going to stay on. And that's really important because you're going to be layering certain things. You may be using a concealer if you feel like you need to. Some of us don't need to, but then you'll be putting on a foundation, a powder. So you want to be a blush. So if you're layering these items and you want it to look fresh and natural, make sure that your lotion is pretty much soaked into your skin, which I feel like right now my lotion is pretty much soaked into my skin. Once again, just for 2 seconds, because we have time, I can take some of that body oil, and these are the dry spots that I personally have because I have been using way too much hand sanitizer this year, more than I've ever used or purchased in my entire life. I don't know if that's you guys. Definitely, it is me. Here we go. Thank you so much. Feels so good. All right, now we're ready to go. Let's start on this face. Now, the first thing I do for Zoom makeup, I don't think for Zoom makeup, because it is business and because you don't want to be too distracting, and you don't want to look too glamorous or too focused on makeup, you really need to look as natural as possible, as much as you as possible. And to me, this type of makeup is more about just hiding the things you don't want people to see that could be distracting, rather than distracting them more by too much color, too much makeup, lashes, all this stuff. So that's for another day, and that's for another time, and that's for like glamour makeup, right? So all I want to do is, with my lashes, I just want to first use an eyelash curler, and I'm just going to curl them up. Now, if you guys have never used this before, it's so easy. You just put the lash curler to your lash line, and you gently and repeatedly curl the lash by pressing down. I'm Asian. I have hardly any lashes, and that's the truth. But even this helps me. I have like me and my 5 lashes on my head. This does help because it gives them a natural curl and it opens the eye up. So same thing, we're just going to use the curler on the other eye, go to the lash line, and all you're going to do is gently press down, thereby having the lashes go up. I do this like maybe 4 or 5 times and hold it. There you go. So that's very, very simple and easy. So now once we've done that, another thing I like to do is I like to brush up my eyebrows. And once again, I don't really have big eyebrows. And I know that a lot of the look today is to have really full and thick eyebrows, but I wouldn't worry so much about fads, because fads are going to come in and out anyways. I would really look at your face on an individual basis and study your own face. What looks best on your face may not look good on somebody else's face. Not everybody is going to have, you know, Brooke Shield naturally full bushy eyebrows. I don't. So what I like to do is really customize everybody's makeup to their face. I think that's more important than looking fatty, because you know, one thing's going to be in today and it's going to be out in 3 months, and that's just the way it is. So what I like to do, I don't, for this type of look, I don't draw brows on. I have this brow almost mascara. It's called Gimme a Brow by Benefit. This is a little sample that I have. This is great. It's so easy. It's like a mascara. And all it really does is it adds a hint of color without drawing in those kind of tattoo looking brows, which I'm not a fan of. And all I do is I just kind of brush my brows up. So my brows look more structured and they look groomed, but they don't look like they're drawn on. So all I'm basically doing is grooming my brows using this, basically it's a brow mascara. So, and this is a brown color, Because I think if you use too dark, no matter what color your hair is, because my hair is black, but if you use too dark, once again, you can kind of get that tattooy effect if you're not careful. And you can get Elvira brows, or you look like you're ready for Halloween. That's not necessarily good. So once again, I'm just brushing them up. So easy. There you go. There. And once again, it's so natural. It's not that people wouldn't notice it. It's people notice the overall effect, that you're just more groomed, you're put together, and you look professional. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use just a little tiny bit of mascara. I don't believe in using lashes for this type of look, and all you need to do, I'm actually going to use a mirror here because I need to look really close up, but all you're going to do is lightly put on just a couple of coats of mascara. So once again, your lashes look like you. They look natural, but they don't look overdone. Because you don't want anything distracting in business meetings. You really just need to talk about what's at hand, the business at hand, so to speak, and you don't need to be distracting. And you need to look professional, and you need to look groomed, but nobody needs to look like a diva when you're discussing IT, right? So I just put on a little bit of mascara, and it just depends on what you like to do. I like to let it dry before I put on another coat, and then I'm going to use the eyelash curler one more time, and I'm going to curl my lash once I've built the thickness up a little bit with this mascara. I'm going to curl it one more time to kind of brighten my eyes up, and you'll see. So now I'm just putting a little more mascara on. It's not a big deal. You guys, it should take you like 20 minutes in the morning, and then you can put your suit on the top, and you can wear your pajama bottoms in the bottom because nobody will see, because you're at home doing a Zoom meeting, which is so awesome. Okay, so now I'm just going to let that dry. And it's really important when you use the eyelash curler to make sure that it's clean, because if you get mascara on it and use it again, you can actually accidentally pull out your eyelashes, because the mascara, when it becomes tacky, can adhere to this, and then when you squish down, you squish your lashes between it, and then when you open up, you could pull out your eyelashes. So you don't want to do that. So you always have to make sure that everything is clean, which brings up another, while my eyelashes are drying, let's talk about this. It brings up another point, and that is you really have to keep your brushes clean. I know some girlfriends that never clean their brushes. And this is a couple of reasons why I think you need to do it. One, bacteria. Because anytime you have a warm, moist environment like that, and you're brushing on makeup, foundation, which is warm and moist, and then you're getting detritus, which could be dead skin cells, onto that, you're inviting, breeding bacteria onto these brushes. So then you could get bacteria growing on the brush, and then if you use it again, you can actually end up giving yourself a rash on your face. So always, at least once a week, I take the time to use hot soapy water. Do it on a weekend when you have time. And I thoroughly wash each brush, and then I let them air dry completely before I use them again. Another reason that this is so important is because you actually won't see true colors. You'll start to model your colors because there's going to be pre-existing color that's already on that makeup brush. So then you use that makeup brush and say there's a brown on it, and the next day you're like, oh, I want to use this vivid green just for fun. By taking that brown eyeshadow brush and dipping it in the green and putting it on, what's it going to look like? You're not going to have true colors. And the more you keep doing that, you're just going to end up with a mishmash of vague colors that are not going to look right. So take the time to properly maintain the brushes. And also for longevity, you want them to look good. So the brushes that I'm going to be using today are from BS Mall. These are amazing brushes. Oh my gosh, and they are silky soft. And they come with all sorts of brushes for powders, for eyeshadow, for blush, for contouring. So I'll be using these brushes. You can see how to use them and where to use them. And a lot of, at least for me too, it's like, where do I use some of these brushes? It's kind of been an interesting self-education, if you will, to find out which brush is supposed to be used where. So today, anyways, we're using BS Mall brushes, and I'll be showing them to you later in the carousel after we go over there and take a look at all the nifty products that we've been using today. So now, the brushes, yeah, and the brushes are going to be in the carousel. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take that eyelash curler, and I'm going to curl my lash now that it's dried for a while. Now when you put mascara on, you never want to curl it right away because you're going to end up with mascara everywhere. It's terrible. It's going to get on this, you'll get under your eye, it'll come off your lash where you want it to stay. So anyways, you just want to do the same thing, and I lightly curl my lash by pressing down a couple of times, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes you can just hold on to it and release, and hold on to it again and release. And as you can see, it curled my lashes up, but they still look natural. Let me do one more time on this side just because it's uneven. I'm just going to hold it and release. There we go. Now I kind of sort of look like I have a little bit of an eyelash, even though by nature I don't have many eyelashes, you guys. Why do Asian people have so much hair on their head, as you can see, and we have no hair on our eyelashes or eyebrows? Whatever. But anyways, now let me see. What we're going to do is we are going to take Cover Concealer. Now for me it's important because I feel like I have spots on my face from the sun. And what I'm going to do is, it's really important to find a concealer that matches your skin tone. It's not too light and it's not too dark. You really want it to be something that doesn't look like anything. And I think that's really important. And you know, sometimes I think that fingers are a great thing too as a tool. So I have Sheer Cover, which I'm also going to put down in the carousel. This is medium tan, and this is a Conceal and Brighten Trio. I'm going to hold it up for you so you can see. So the one that I use obviously the most here is the lighter one, but sometimes I use the darker one. And the darker one is great for tan, if you're tan and it's wintertime, so I'm using the lighter one. And then I can use the lightest one too if I want. I use it a lot of times on my eyebrow. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead, and all I do is I let it warm up on my fingers to get it softer. And then I'm going to use this, I don't know if you can see, and then all I do is I lightly touch. It's so easy. And I cover up whatever blemish that I may see. Now a lot of times I feel like my blemishes are on my brow bone. So I just want to cover up the blemishes here. And I see a little bit of freckles, which sometimes I like to show in the summer, but then if I'm going on camera, I like to cover them up. As you can see right here. And then over here too, a lot of times we get spots on our brow, on our cheekbones, because we drive in the car. And the sun comes in on both sides, and you can get these spots. So, and normally I don't really care, it's just, you know, more freckles. But for today's purpose, I like to cover them up. And I have some more spots here. And also, I feel like on my eyelid, I personally have a really big eyelid. And I like to cover them up on my eyelid. And I'm just going to do the same thing here. And just if I have a little spot of discoloration or a blemish, a freckle, I've got a lot of freckles, I just like to cover them up, as you can see. And then down here on my chin, I have some. So I like to cover these up too. And you can either tap or you can just kind of rub it in. And so I like to just cover these areas where you might have, ladies might have a little bit of discoloration. I know women that are pregnant or have had children, a lot of times they get something called melasma on their skin, where you can have discoloration due to pregnancy and also discoloration after childbirth. So this is a good thing here, that you can just, you know, create a little bit of the skin that you want. Sometimes I have a little bit of reddening, like a lot of people, so I just cover it up with the foundation or the concealer. So as you can see, I'm just taking the time to cover up, not really using a lot of color for Zoom. It's more just presenting a professional appearance for your meetings that you might have, and also something that you don't need to touch up too often because you're not really wearing that much in the first place. I've had, you know, literally up to 5 Zoom meetings a day, and there's not a lot of time for much of anything in between except preparing for the next meeting. So the last thing I want to do is have to worry about mascara or lashes or lipstick or just all this stuff that really doesn't pertain in a professional corporate atmosphere, right? So there. So now all I've done is I've taken a concealer that is close to my skin tone, and all I've done is concealed certain parts of my skin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use another concealer that I'm going to use as a foundation. Now this is Item. It's called Item, and it's another concealer, but what I've chosen, why I've chosen to use this is because it's so close to my skin tone, and it's just a little bit thicker than a normal foundation. So all I'm going to do is, it comes in a wand, it's really easy, and I'm just going to touch areas on my face. So now, look, let's make some spots. I've got some dots, and I'm just going to dot this concealer. Not a lot, because I don't feel like you should have a lot, but just, you know, around my eyes. So we have some here. On my temples. Looks like I've got chicken pox right now. And so I just dotted it, and then I'm going to take a makeup sponge and a makeup brush. So here's a makeup brush by BS Mall, one of the makeup brushes that we talked about, and I'm going to use it dry. I'm not going to dampen this makeup brush, and I'm going to use swirly motions, short, small, swirly motions, and I'm going to blend in the foundation over my skin. Now, the key to making makeup look natural is blending. It's blending, blending, blending. I don't know how many times I can tell people that. If you don't blend, it won't look natural. So take your time with this. The foundation is literally the foundation for your makeup. And maybe that's why it's called foundation. So this has to look right, or the rest of it will not. Just remember that. The foundation has to look right, or your whole thing is going to look funny. Or it's going to look unnatural, or it's going to be distracting. So here we go. So I'm just going to take a brush, and I'm just going to do these real quick motions, if you can see. And I'm just taking the foundation, and I'm just getting it into my skin, as you can see. And you know, I always worry about, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up. And I'm a perfectionist. I don't like to mess up. Things, you know, bother me when I mess up. But the worst I can think is, oh well, I just have to do it over again. What's the big deal? That's the nice thing about makeup. It's almost like when they say painting face. You can allow yourself the opportunity in a way to make a mistake. It's okay. Nothing is unfixable. You can't ruin it, because all you do is you just literally take it off and start over. No big deal. Allow yourself enough time so you don't stress out, you know. If you don't have enough time to do something, that's your fault, really. Allow yourself time so you're never late. Get up early if you need to, you know, and extend that respect to other people of being on time, and basically, you know, having yourself together. So, okay, so here we are. Now we put all the foundation on, and now I'm just blending it, you know. It's there. Some of it came off on the brush. That's okay. And you want to get everywhere smooth. So now here's an opportunity. Now you can take another smaller brush. Here's another BS brush, and it's just literally BS small. And then what I do is I like to go into the corners here of where you think foundation may look heavy, or foundation may get stuck, or foundation may crack and look funny. So I just, around the mouth area, here, in between the eyes, where you think down here, I like to really smooth it out. Just where you think foundation may look a little heavy, you want to smooth it out. Then I can always go back with this brush and make sure everything is smooth. And once again, I did use a lot because I think that a little goes a long way. And I think we have a tendency to overuse makeup. And you know, you see those girls with too much makeup on in the mall. It's so distracting, and I really think it takes away from their beauty rather than enhancing them. That's the key, is that you just really want to enhance what you have. Now, I like to take a little makeup sponge and I wet it. I can dampen it. Just have a little bit of mist on it. And then I take this, and to make your foundation look very natural and dewy soft, I take this sponge and I just kind of, especially around the eye area, I just go like this. And I dampen it. So this, I feel like, sets the foundation and makes it look basically kind of like, you know, your second skin. There we go. So now that my foundation is on, let's see, I like to use a little bit of powder. Now, I don't have any loose powder today, but what I do have is a little bit of foundation powder. Now, what the powder does is it sets your foundation before you put on any color. And that's really important, excuse me, because what I feel like it does is it, once again, leaves a smooth foundation, so your other powders, such as your highlighter, your eyeshadow, your blush, are going to go on smoothly, and they won't get stuck in the moisture, excuse me, moisture of your foundation. So I just take a little bit of powder, and all I do is I loosely go over, just to be able to set your foundation. I like to set my foundation this way before I put any color on. And that way, I leave a really nice surface for color to smoothly just glide over. Especially in the eye area, because if your eyeshadow looks funny, you're really going to notice. So, there we go. So now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to add a little bit of contour, because what we've just done is we've just basically we want to be able to contour a little bit. So now this is a contour by Ready, Set, Jet. It's so cool. This is a beauty baton, and I love it. I love it because it's so easy. As you can see, here's my contour on one side. That's a taupey color, if you can see it. And on the other side, here is a blush. So all I'm gonna do, sometimes I like to use my fingers. You know, you can also not use your fingers. You could use a brush, or you can just put it on directly. But I want to say this is where the cheekbone is, and so I want to contour underneath very gently. So a good way to contour here, I just use my finger, and my girlfriend Kat taught me this. And my girlfriend Kat is an amazing makeup artist, and she was just saying, you know, use your finger, take your time. And what I like to do is just feel the underside of the cheekbone. And that's where I'm going to apply a taupe contour, because she said the only color that really works to contour is taupe, and this is taupe right here. Any other color is not going to be seen as like a shadow. And what you're doing is you're just kind of creating a look using shadow and then bringing things out. Like the brow bone is going to be a light highlighter. And then when you want something to go in, it's a contour. And that's basically what it is. You're playing with light, you know. So here I'm turning my head so you can see. I'm very carefully just putting in the taupe very naturally. And you know, no matter what, you can put color down, and remember, you're always going to blend it out. So if people freak out and they're like, oh, I can see it, well, we're going to smooth out the lines, so it doesn't matter anyways, you know. There we go. Now, so here we are. I am creating a contour, which is awesome, as you can see. So you see it. Now also, there's an area right here at the temple. If you put contour in the temple, it will further give shape to your face, especially somebody like me. Like I pulled my hair back today so you guys can see. I kind of have a roundish face. And if I want to add more contour, definitely I would contour in my temples. If you already have a lot of contour, you may not want to do that. But what I do is I just add a little bit of shade right here in the temples. And then what I'm going to do too is right here I'm going to add contour as well, because it's just going to give further shape to my face. It's so subtle. I don't feel like anybody sees the contour per se, but they will feel the effects of the contour. And once again, I'm just using my finger. It's so easy. Just take your time. And a finger is a great tool. I remember Kevin Aucoin was an amazing makeup artist, and I read his book, Face. And he was saying one of the earliest tools he used on his little sister when he was doing makeup for her, because that's who he had to play with when he was younger, was fingers. And he was able to create an entire look using one finger as eyeshadow, one finger as blush, one finger as contour. So you don't necessarily need to use all these tools that, you know, people say. A finger is a terrific tool to use for makeup. Now, once again, here, I'm going to contour underneath the cheekbone. You could see it. And take my time. There's no rush to this at all. There's never a rush. Allow yourself enough time. I contour my jaw a little bit more narrow by just pulling. I'm going to pull the contour down here. I've got a square jaw here. I just kind of want to smooth it out just a little bit. I add a little bit of contour here. And once again, you don't really see contour, you feel it. So I'm adding it here. And then I'm going around my face and putting it here. So let's recap real quick. Where did I put the contour? I put contour around here to minimize my forehead. I put it here because I feel like I have a round oval face. If you have a more angular face, you may not want to put it right here because it might give you too hollow of effect. And then I brought it down my cheekbones. I put it right here to minimize my jaw. You can also continue down if you want. I didn't do that today, but you can if you want. And now I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of highlighter. It's so much fun. Let's see, where's my highlighter? Here's a little bit of highlighter. So now what I want to do is on the top of the cheekbone, so think the bottom cheekbone is your contour, and the top, I just want to dot where the sun would normally be hitting your face. Think about when you're sitting in the sunshine and where you would normally get a little bit of glow. That's where you want to put your highlighter. And I think it's important not to use too much, because I think people end up putting too much highlighter on and they glow like a disco ball. That's not the point. You don't want to have so much highlighter on that's the only thing people can see. You want to just put it very sparingly in places where you would naturally have a glow. So right here on the cheekbone is perfect. And then also maybe sometimes on your bridge of your nose, because maybe that's where the sun would hit you. I always like to put it between where my nose and my lips are, because I think that's where you get a natural glow anyways. So I'll put a little tiny bit right there, barely, and then a little bit on my chin. Because isn't that where you would see a natural glow on somebody's face if they were out in the sun? That's the only thing you're trying to mimic, right? Everything is natural. So there's my highlighter, and this is also a beauty baton. by Beauty Jet Set Jet. And then I'm just going to use also the Beauty Baton, Beauty Set Jet, and I'm going to use a little bit of blush. Now this is a cream blush. You can use a powder blush. It doesn't matter. And I'm barely going to put a little bit of color. It's a hint. It's not a lot. And once again, I can't emphasize little is more. Less is more. Less makeup, the better. I don't think you need to completely create a mask of a face, you know, especially for Zoom meetings when you just need to, you know, look fresh, natural. So we have a little bit of blush on. And now, me personally, I like to just add a little bit of blush. I have a big forehead, I have a prominent forehead, so a lot of it shows. So I want to go ahead and just add this glow as though I've been out in the sun. And I blend it into, with my fingers, where the contour was. So I put my contour here, and just below it, I put a little bit of blush just for fun. You don't have to have blush just on your cheeks. It can be in other places too. So you look like you're sun-kissed. And then I put a little bit of blush right here. I dab it. What do they say? A little dab will do ya. And make sure, once again, you really just want to blend it in. It's not a lot of blush. Doesn't need to be a lot of blush. And then, so as you can see, everything is still soft and everything is dewy and everything is fresh. And I think that's really, really important. So now I'm just going to take any type of natural eyeshadow, whether it be taupe or if it's going to be a peachy color or a pinky color or a natural, even like a shimmering kind of a light yellow, anything that's natural. For meetings, what I do is, now I'm not going to really contour my eye. We could go all crazy, and one day we can do that for like nighttime makeup. This is not the time though. This is like business if you are in an office, except you're working remotely, so you're on Zoom. So you don't want anything heavy. So I'm not choosing not to use an eyeliner today. I'm choosing not to contour my eye today. I'm choosing not to use a lot of eyeshadow. I'll probably use 2 colors and that's it. Just to brighten my face, because you don't want to appear too glamorous or too made up for meetings at work. So anyways, here's a palette by Milani, and the color that I'm choosing today, it's very natural. It's this pink one right here. And so I'm going to take this pink color, and I'm using one of the BS brushes. It's a small one. It's slightly angled, and it's slightly tapered. And all I'm going to do, you can see, so I'm going to take this eyeshadow, and I'm just going to sweep it gently over my eye. It's very close to my own color. It's not that far off. I think it's just brightening my eye. It's smoothing it out. And then I'm going to just do the same thing. I just lightly touch it to the palette. I don't have to put a lot of product on the brush, because once again, I feel like less is more. And you can always build upon your color. You can always add more later. You know, I would stop, take a look, see what you see. And if you think it's enough, stop. And if you would like more, keep going. And I extend it out past my eye. So I have a little tiny bit of color on my eyes, but not a lot. Because once again, this is just for work. Now we can totally build up an eye on another day. If you guys want, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. But today it's nothing major. So we have that. Now, I noticed I have a little bit of discoloration on one eye. So once again, I'm using my concealer, because you can always build your color. And I'm just going to fix it right here by dabbing it with my finger, using a little tiny bit of product, and I'm choosing to build it slowly. There we go. And then to go ahead and set that, I'll take a little tiny bit of powder, and I'll set that so it'll stay, so it won't smudge or anything later on. In case you get hot or you sweat, you always kind of want to set your powder. Now what I do is, and this is my own little trick. Oh wait, let me put my lips on first. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a neutral colored, very natural kind of nude color lip pencil, because once again, I don't want anything, you know, too big or too bright or too ostentatious. So I'm just going to follow my natural lip line. So I followed my natural lip line on the bottom. And then for me, I want to, on my top, this is once again preference and your choice. I want to I go a little bit above my natural lip line to give the illusion of full lips on the top. That's my own thing. If you guys want to do that, if you feel like you have lips that are full enough, then just follow your natural lip line. See, it's really easy. It's nothing complicated. This is not rocket science, you guys. And then what I choose to do is I've got a nude lip on the outside. I take a pencil that is a little bit darker. This is like a plummy kind of wine color. I think it's ideal for fall and winter. In the summertime, I might not be doing this, but right now, I think it's great. It's one of my favorite colors for fall and winter. And I just blend it in. I don't put a lot on, because once again, I want it to appear natural. I think that's really key, is to appear as natural as possible for meetings. Okay, so I kind of rub it in with my finger. You guys may too. There we go. And now what I like to do is, this is my own trick, and I don't know if you guys do this or not, but let me just tell you. I like to take powder, and I'll set my makeup with powder. And then I'm going to spray it. I spray it with a water atomizer, and then I let it set, and then I'm going to put powder on again, and I'll show you. So what I do is I like to put on some powder first, and I use a very, if not loose translucent powder, which I don't happen to have here today. I'll use a very neutral powder that looks just like my skin tone. And now that really brings up a good point, because we have 4 seasons. So in the summer, you might actually be darker because of your tan than you are in the winter or fall when you're going to be paler. Make sure that you might, a couple times a year, need to change the color of your powder and your foundation, because it might be too light for you in the summer, or it might be too dark for you in the winter. So really be aware of that. Like if you go to Palm Springs for the weekend and you wonder why your foundation looks pasty when you come back, it's because it's too light for you and you have to change it. So it's a quick and easy fix, of course. And what I do too is I actually put it on my eyelids, because if you have deep set eyes, your eyelids are not that prominent. My eyelids are a big part of my face, and so I like to just kind of do the same thing with them. So now, okay, so I have foundation and powder on. So now I'm just going to take an atomizer, and this is my own personal trick, and I spray my face. Now I'm going to let this sit for a couple of minutes, and what it does is it lets the foundation and the powder kind of really adhere to my face to become kind of like my own skin. And then after it dries completely, I'm talking 100% completely, this is a good time in the morning to go make your bed, get that second cup of coffee, feed your pets, do whatever you're gonna do. I kind of let this be my break, where I let this, if you don't let it set completely, it'll smudge. So let it set completely, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put on some finishing powder, and we're going to finish up this look. So if you guys are just joining us this morning, I'm Candace Kita, and I'm your host today at Sway TV. And what we're doing today is Zoom makeup for your meetings, because so many of us now, due to the current situation, we're working at home and we're working remotely. And so just because you have on, you know, your pajamas from the waist down, you still have to look professional from the waist up, right? And you may have many, many meetings during the course of the day. And you want to look, what I always say is just put together and professional, and you don't need to look glamorous, and you don't need to have that smoky eye, and you don't need to do anything that's going to be distracting in your meetings, but you need to put your best foot forward, you know, and be presentable. And so that's what we're doing with makeup today. It's nothing fancy. It's more, I say, hiding things you don't want people to see, and not being too glamorous, right? So anyways, what we've been doing today is just foundation. We've been doing some concealer, a little bit of powder, a little bit of blush. I used lip pencil today. I didn't even use a lipstick, and a little bit of mascara, little eyeshadow, you know, and that's about it. So anyways, if you haven't already hit that follow button, please do, and follow us here at Sway TV. And you know, I'm live with you guys together, like right now. So if you want to leave a message, in the chat form, please do. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know how you are doing today. It's Monday morning. Tell me, what are you up to? Thank you so much for Deidre. Deidre, I really appreciate it. You said great makeup. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, and then we're going to go later on to look at some great products. Not today, but you know, tomorrow we're going to be looking at some awesome products, and I'll be showing you some of the great things that we use today in the queue tomorrow. So anyways, so now my face is pretty much dry. So after you've completely dried your face, I'm going to go ahead and use foundation powder, and what I'm going to do is not as much powder as I did last time, but I'm just going to put on a second coat of powder. And for me, what it does is, I say it seals the deal. Like, this powder and this look will not move on my face. And I can sweat and it'll still stay there, still stays natural. So what I do with this powder, I like to use a sponge, and I don't sweep it, I press. I do these gentle presses, and this is my own little technique, but it seems to work for me. And I literally press the powder onto my face. Dab it, and take your time. And just press it, because it seems to me to be more natural than, I'm going to do this to show you, than if I swept it across my face, if I swept it. So I just take it and I dab like this. And I make sure that I get into the corners, on the bridge of my nose, over the flat area of my forehead. And I gently, some people do this, some people don't. I like to go over my eyelids, even though I have eyeshadow on. I think it just kind of blends it out. And I want to say, you know, powder is very forgiving. It's very hard to make a mistake with powder. So that's my look. And now what I would just do, I think before I would have a meeting, is I take my curler and once again take the time to curl your eyelids up like this. It's so simple and it's so easy. And normally I have some lip gloss that I would use, and I cannot find it right now. But if you, maybe let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I like to use a lip balm that is very light and natural. It's a nude color, and I don't know if I can find it. I can't find it. Anyways, this is a time for next time. I like to use a very natural lip balm to complete my look, because it makes my lips look very soft, and it brings a little bit of shine, a hint of color, but it's great for meetings because you really kind of don't notice it, but it is there. So, and then what I would do normally is, here's my Revlon. It's a 2-in-1. It is a hair dryer, and it also brushes my hair. So all I would do is just simply brush through my hair. And I would get ready for the day. So anyways, you guys, I had such a wonderful time with you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us for makeup for your Zoom meetings. And don't forget, seriously, please leave comments in the chat section and tell me what type of makeup you'd be interested in looking at next time we do a beauty day. We've had so much time. We've had so much a fun time with you guys today. Oh, another hint that I just wanted to do real quick, because I happen to have it right here, is after you've done your powder, some of your powder may actually be smoothing down your highlighter. So if you want, it's not important, but once again, I just take my finger with a little bit of highlighter, and I may dab, see right here, the areas that I had a little bit of highlighter on, and I dab it on again. But once again, so light, because you can always build your color. Remember that, you can always build your highlighter. You can't mess up. Don't get nervous about it. And I just dab my highlighter here. And you know, also, I don't know if you can tell, you can see I have a ton of freckles over here. It's okay, just, I leave them there. It's not a big deal. And I want to highlight right here, the bridge of my nose. So I don't have a big bridge, as you guys can see, because I'm Asian. So you might want to highlight your bridge. If you highlight your bridge right here, it makes it a little more prominent. And once again, I like to highlight this area here between my nose and my upper lip, vertically, 2 little lines there, and then I highlight here. So basically think of the sunshine. So I'm highlighting this plane. I'm highlighting straight down my nose, this area here, and a little bit right here. And then if you were to look at the sun right here, what's going to be reflective? It's the top of your cheekbones. So I'm highlighting here and a little bit here, and that's it. Don't go crazy with the highlighter. You will look like a disco ball. I'm not joking, and it's very distracting. So once again, let me go over some of the products that we used that I think are great. I started out with a Bogavia exfoliating facial scrub. And this is a great way to get rid of the dead skin cells on your face. Now, I did it this morning just to demonstrate for you, but I highly encourage you to use this at the end of the day when you're in your shower or in your bath, because the steam and the heat is going to make your skin softer. And then you put this exfoliant on your face and it's going to remove the dead skin cells, thereby showing new, rejuvenated, beautiful skin. Then I also use the rejuvenating hand scrub. Now, the reason why I use this is because as we have been using lots of hand sanitizer and we've been using lots of soap washing our hands repeatedly throughout the day, at least me, my hands have gotten so dry like never before in my life. So this rejuvenating hand scrub I demonstrated for you to be able to remove the dead skin cells off your hands, the palms of your hands and the tops of your hands, and then thereby rejuvenating your skin. Then I followed it up with a Bogavia Pure and Fresh Firming Body Serum. Now this body serum, I'm just going to show you again because it's amazing. It's so light. Oh, it's so fresh. It's scented with peppermint, and it soaks into the skin right away. Like I was able to, you know, demonstrate this a few times, and my skin does not feel greasy at all. It's so fragrant. It's a light fragrance, and it rejuvenated. It kind of made my skin look youthful and dewy again. And then I took the Bogavia Pure and Fresh Elasticity Body Oil, which is a light body oil. It's made from pomegranate. And I just took this and just put it over my hands. I put it in the corners where my fingers are so dry because of the current situation, right here. And I just kind of pulled it down my fingers. I always say be good to yourself. Take the time to be good to yourself because you deserve it. And if you're not good to yourself, you can't be good to anybody else. You don't have the energy. So take the time to rejuvenate yourself. If it be first thing in the morning, at the end of the day, have some quiet time. Quiet time is so important. At least it is for me. No sound, no radio, no television, and just time to breathe. So anyways, so I did the body oil. And another product that we didn't use that I will definitely use next time is this vitamin C serum, because vitamin C really helps to brighten your face. And I already have makeup on right now, but next time I'm going to use this and show you how beneficial it is and can be for your face. So we used next this dermal white collagen essence mask. Now this is a brightening mask. It's so soothing. It rejuvenates your face. You know how popular K-beauty is in the States now. K-beauty is Korean beauty, and the Koreans, they just know everything there is to keep your skin beautiful and youthful. And you see ladies that are 80 and they look amazing in Korea, and they have skin like an eggshell without a single wrinkle or a single line, and I'm not joking. So there's several of these masks that we use today that I was showing you. They have royal jelly. which is for nutrition and for hydration. And this is the Q10 Collagen Essence Mask, and this is firming. And I actually might want to use this one next time. It's affirming and moisturizing. They have the Dermal Herb Collagen Essence Mask, and this is also moisturizing and it's firming. I'm excited about this one too. I'm gonna have to do this a lot to be able to use all these masks. And here's the Aloe Collagen Essence Mask. And aloe repairs your skin. It's also moisturizing. It's very hydrating and cooling. It's just a beautiful way to start the day, or an amazing way for you to end your day in peace, in quiet, doing something for yourself. And then some of the other products we used by Ready Set Jet. Now this is a beauty baton. And on one side, you have a highlighter, which I just dabbed with my finger and once again applied highlighter to the tops of my cheeks. And here's another highlighter. And then the other one that we used, I had the color white just barely touched my cheeks for blush, because I don't think you need a lot for your Zoom meeting. And then also the taupe, which I used to contour underneath my cheekbones, around my forehead, and down over here in my temple area as well. Once again, it's so natural. I just use my fingers. Anybody can do this. It's like finger paints, isn't it? It's so great. And then some of the other products that I used by myself, which we can show you later, that I have in my queue, is Sheer Cover. This is a Conceal and Brighten Trio, and I used it to conceal freckles that I have here, and then around the lip area. And this is the one that I use right now that is my color, because it's winter. But you notice this darker color here that I will probably transition to in the summer, in the spring, when I get a tan, hopefully, because I'll get to go somewhere, right? We'll all get to go somewhere this year. And so I'll use that color. Whichever skin tone, whichever color best matches your skin tone is the color that you should use for concealer, because ideally it conceals and you don't want anybody to see it. So this one right now, as you can see, is pretty much close to my skin tone. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for tuning into Sway TV. We had such a fun time, didn't we? It was like sleepover. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I hope you have a great Monday. And let's all say to each other, I'm going to say it to you. You guys say it to me, because every week is challenging, goodness knows. Let's say I'm telling you guys to have a great week Monday through Friday, and you guys are telling me that I'm going to have a good week Monday through Friday, and we're going to get through our challenges this week, whatever they may be, and we're going to celebrate the good stuff, whatever that's going to be, and we're just going to be here for each other. Leave questions and comments in the chat, because I love to hear what you guys have to say. And any makeup things that you guys are interested in the future, please let me know, because I would love to be able to demonstrate them for you. So anyways, thank you so much. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week today. Mwah. Bye.